Is that your guitar back there?
Ah, there we go. No, I'm in a room. It's not my room. It might be my room.
Oh,
Okay.
Somebody's room.
It is my boss's room.
She just commandeers it when she needs to, I guess.
Right?
Yeah. Well, I may be moving out here.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'm moving to the country.
Right. So, all right, I'll go into the introduction. Welcome to the Confession Post podcast. I'm Morgan Rector, and my co-hosts are,
I'm Ray Hazen Jr., a.k.a. Scoop Dad Leahy.
and below him is
Von Dark.
Valencia.
Dark.
Yes. Speaking of which, I am putting together an e-magazine called Miss Anthropology, and Valencia Von Dark is going to be a cover model. The picture's going to be on the front. There'll be a few more pictures inside, and I'm planning on put like a different alt. I might put a different alt model on each cover, or I might rotate Von Dark around. You know,
Well, you ever need another? You ever need a model? Let me know, bro.
model. Well,
Oh,
sex
man.
sells, as they say.
I'll play. Ooh.
I'm still a firm believer of we need to do a Leader One Studios calendar.
A calendar.
Yeah.
We can do that too.
Right? I mean, shit, there's like, what, 8 of us who've technically are currently or have been involved with Leader One. So, I mean,
Yeah.
shoot, we could easily fill up a calendar, you know? I mean, maybe 6 people and everyone gets 2 months. Boom, calendar filled.
Von Dark, do you own a bikini?
I have some. Okay, so it's kind of like a long story. My stupid landlord, like my last one, basically like forcibly removed us, and I had to grab like key things, right? So like they went away and like left our stuff outside, all this shit. Like they damaged like a lot of our crap. So I was left with going through most of my stuff, and ditching anything that was moldy or whatever. And I don't know, like some of my bathing suits survived. I had like some of the more important ones. I have a one piece that's like, it's actually pretty sweet.
I just wear a sock when I go swimming.
A sock like Red Hot Chili Peppers?
Yep.
I
flee it up.
Yes. All right, so
just so everyone knows, the reason my sunglasses are on isn't because I'm trying to look super cool. I mean, yeah, of course, I'm always trying to look super cool, but the window's right there, and the sun is just shining in my eyes a little bit. So, can you see the reflection? See?
Still in California, right?
Yeah, I'm still in Cali. What was that, Vaughn?
Fucking 10 p.m. here, yeah. So.
I know, right? It's like the middle of the day. It's 8 p.m. here. Well, it's still bright as shit here too. Oh no, 8 p.m. That's my Missouri time. It's only 6 p.m. here.
You can't leave shit outside in Nova Scotia because when it's not raining, it's snowing. They get tons of precipitation down there. Like the grass is like dark green. That's how much moisture comes down.
The days of our life, right? Like down here, the humidex was up to like 68 something.
Yeah,
like, it was ridiculous. Like, yeah, you probably. I'm looking at you, Ray. You're like whatever. Like
Californication over there.
Right. Well, Missouri. I'll be flying back to Missouri next week on Wednesday. And Missouri's a little bit different weather-wise. I think it snows there during the winter a little bit. I think my buddy was telling me that. I'm not really sure on that. Don't quote me. I could very well be wrong. But it's still hot. Like, it's hot like it's here, but it's different. You know, it's a very wet hot. It's a very humid temperature right there in the in the Tornado Alley. So it'll be 101 outside or 98 outside or whatever, but it'll be like 94% humidity, 89% humidity. You walk outside, it feels like you're getting hit by a wet towel.
Yeah, we got that. Yeah.
like 68,
And notice
68 like what was it, like 20 degrees something, like 20 plus, no 20, no, not that, like 30 degrees, but like 68 humid arcs feels like 40 some degrees or whatever, and that's hot for us. Like there's Canadians running around and they're like,
oh, yeah,
whoa.
it's a steam bath down there, that's for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure. And see,
where
at that, go ahead.
where you're from, I'm saying, like where you're from, you'll see the tourists like come out in like April, like wearing like fucking stuff that you guys are like, well, you could like at least have a sweater or shit on, like climatized shit.
You know,
Like, people,
I need to move somewhere where it's colder. I love the cold weather. I
you-
mean, anything over like 65, I start getting warm. And it's funny because I live in the heat. I'm always living in the heat. It's one of the reasons
yeah.
why I walk around half naked all the time. It's just because I don't. It's just I don't like the heat. It's so
Well, now
I
that
really good.
now that you don't have hyperhidrosis, like what does your body do about heat, right?
Well, I mean, I still sweat from places. It's just like it doesn't come from my hands. And when it's extremely hot or it's extremely moist in the air, I still will sweat. Like all right here on my stomach, like where my belly and like my chest kind of fold on each other. It'll like my under boob sweat. I get that sometimes when it's hot. Or
That's
like right.
universal, people. It's
Yeah,
not,
yeah. The small of my back will happen. The back of my knees will happen. Actually, the other day it was the craziest thing. 2 beads of sweat ran out of my kneecap and just went down went right down my shin. I was like, "What the hell?" Like,
oh, easily, yeah.
it's
Well,
crazy.
here's the last visual you needed. Harvey Weinstein would get boob sweat.
Oh Lord. Harvey Weinstein is boob sweat.
Yeah, that's how it's conceived. Yeah, he just kind of grew out of bodily
Oh,
fluid.
no,
Yeah.
lucky. He would love being boob sweat.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
For sure he would, dude. He was aspiring to be boob sweat,
You gotta
actually. I
give
think.
him, like fucking something he wouldn't like being fucking dog ball sweat or something.
Yeah. Yeah. That's horrible.
All right. So moving on to
All right.
the first confession of the week. Just to give the rundown to people who haven't seen the show before. So yeah, there's a website called confessionals.com. People, they reveal highly personal material there anonymously, and we read some entries and we all comment on them. And so I'll start off this week. Speaking of boob sweat, this one's titled "My Mom." That's a nice segue, isn't it? Okay, it starts with, I apologize for my any bad English. Well, there's no dearth of that on this website. So it goes, I am the product of rape. My mother had me when she was 14. She never loved me and tried not to spend time with me. Her mother told me that she was so mad about being raped that she let her anger out on me and neglected me to her parents. I was attached to her at first, but slowly grew to hate her for how she had treated me and moved away when I was 20. When I was 26, I received news she was sick in a hospital, but because of how she treated me all those years ago, I refused to go. I thought she wasn't sick with anything bad and she would get out, but I later received news she had died alone in a hospital. I feel fucking awful about it to this day, and I can never forget about it. So this is the kind of thing that reinforces my pro-choice position, because when for someone to grow up knowing that they were a product of rape and to have a mother who more basically half rejected them, I think that's a really damaging thing. And I don't consider life to be precious enough for someone to have to live with that their entire life. But that's just me. That's my opinion. Maybe you guys feel differently.
I
I'm with
go ahead.
about a lot of things there, but anyway, yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, I was gonna say I definitely feel different behind that. Because I mean, sure, that might be shitty being the product of rape and having a parent that may not like you. But do you think it's less shitty than being not alive?
Yeah, I think
see, I don't.
but you would know that you weren't alive, right? So
true, but I mean,
you don't know.
I mean, it's. I mean, true, but I'm telling you, see, people think life's horrible. It's only our perspective and our outlook that makes life horrible. Life, even if things are shitty, trust me, my life's been shitty. Prison, beat, stabbed, shot, fucking. I mean, I can go down the list. We've all got the wham wham story. But I've got a great ass outlook on life. I don't own anything. I don't have anything, but my outlook on life is great. I think the sun's going down a little bit. All right. And that's because of my outlook. So, I mean, my parents were drug users. I was neglected and abused. I mean, I have all the same reasons that people say that maybe pro-choice is a good thing, but realistically, all you're doing is killing a baby with it. And yes, it's shitty that the dude did that, but you know what? That child did nothing wrong. So that's her own issue that she needs to get over. The child shouldn't be punished for the sins of the father. I believe that. So, you know, and then on top of it, when it comes to sex, you got to look at it this way too. How many of us have had unprotected sex and not gotten pregnant? Everyone. It doesn't have, every time you have sex, you don't get pregnant. I mean, if you did, then it'd be different. But since it only happens once in a while, that therefore kind of indicates that maybe there's a reason why that this happened. You know, I mean, honestly, I'm definitely pro-life. And I mean, I can understand where she's coming from, and it's horrible and it feels bad, but no matter how much I feel neglected or hated or all the shit I've been through, I wouldn't ever in the world pick death over life.
But your mom was cool, right?
No, I mean, she's all right now, but before, no, she was drugged out, loaded. My dad was in and out of prison. My stepdad used to knock her around, smack me around. Fucking, my brothers used to not, like, they wouldn't eat unless I've cooked food because mom was too busy running around doing whatever. And I mean, I was getting in trouble, fucking doing drugs. I shot heroin. I've been homeless. I've been shot at. I've been stabbed. I've been hit by a car. I've flipped 2 different cars. Fucking concussion, split my head open. You know, I mean, you go down the list. My son's taken away from me because his mom got custody and just took off. I've barely been around him. Like, the list of all the things that I could say have ruined my life, or I wish I had never been born, or all this stuff. For the list, I mean, there's a list of it that anyone else out there would say the same stuff. But to me, it's just still like, I'd still rather be alive. I'd still rather meet someone new. I'd still rather do a show with Morgan. I'd still rather, you know, get drunk and calling her ass Von Dark. I'd still rather play video games and watch TV. All of that, I'd still rather go camping and live homeless down by the river than be dead. You know,
choice is our choice though. Like that's like our personal, like, you know, if we had, you know, if we were in the position of the baby, which is kind of unfair, like, the baby legit does not breathe like air until it comes out. And like, for someone to be like, you know, like, I had the choice to have kids and I chose not to. I do kind of regret it because, like, you know, I was not bringing a kid up in the home that I was being beaten. So, like, that was a choice. That was a choice I made, and I made it 3 times. Like, I wanted my kid to have a better life than that. And I feel like that is better than fucking, you know, putting a child through all that shit. A person that, like, has, like, you know, I was not going to put a child through that. I could barely go through that. I wanted to die, you know? Like, that's not fair. You know, I wasn't even going to give that kid the life it deserved. You know, that's my fighting argument.
And then there's the issue how until the child is born, it's like, really a part of the mother's body. Yeah.
I disagree with that also, Morgan. No, it's not. Women don't have 2 heartbeats. Women don't have 2 brains. Women, I mean, they don't. You know,
it grows within her body, though. It's an extension of her body until it's born.
I still disagree with that. I still disagree with that.
Fucking, like, all of my calcium it makes my hair fall out, my teeth fall out. You can't tell me that thing is me.
No, it's not. It's not, because its DNA is different than you. It has 2 heartbeats. I mean, it has another heartbeat. It's a completely different system. If you took if you put a needle into that and pulled it out and shot it into a test tube and did it from you, it would be different. It's not the same. It's not. People conflate that and misconstrue that. It's actually not.
The one growing it.
Well, it's half her. Yeah.
It's good. I mean, I'll give you that. It is half her, but the DNA is completely different. Because you don't just take half a piece of DNA and half a piece of DNA and stick it together, and then that makes a baby, and you can look at, oh, well, here's dad's half and here's mom's half. No, they come together and mix together and make a whole new strand, whole new DNA. And so it's completely different than everybody else. It's different than both the mother and the father. Now you can find the traces of each DNA, of the DNA in there, but it's its own code. It's a completely unique code. And so that's what it boils down to. Like, I understand what people are saying. Like, okay, yes, the mother does feed it and all that. You're right with all that stuff, but it is its own individual entity. And that's where we've gotten lost in America, is we want to say it's not, but it is. It's a living, breathing thing. And like you said, Vaughn, I mean, yeah, that was a shitty, I'm so sorry you had to go through that. And you made that choice, and that's your choice to make. And then no one's going to say here nor there of that. But you said it yourself, you wanted to die, but you didn't. And here you are, and you're stronger for it. And aren't you happy to be alive? It's the same.
Yeah.
It's the same situation for most kids. Like, even if they go through hell, in the end, they're here and they're alive and they're happier for that. And I can't ever see where the answer to any solution is killing it. And that's what it is. Like, even if it's a puppy, like putting dogs down at the pound, I'm 100% against. Like, I don't get that. I mean, the difference is where I'll differ from that is like death penalty. Like, if someone is blatantly murdering people, then they don't deserve to live. But if someone is, just robbing banks or something, like, no, they don't deserve a death penalty. That's just, you deserve to be punished for it. But like, or like if a dog is a vicious dog that like has mauled children, okay, then that should be put down. But putting a dog down just because you can't find a home or something for it, like, that's, I'm against that too, 100%.
Yeah, when 101 Dalmatians, the live action version, came out, all these kids wanted Dalmatians, but then they found out, well, when you get a dog, you got to walk it, you got to take care of it. And so all these Dalmatians,
they do poop too.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a Dalmatian that was probably surrendered for that very reason, And it's the same thing with rabbits too. Like, around Easter, all these kids get pet rabbits, and then you have to take care of a rabbit too, and then find I don't know how they manage the rabbit shit. I don't know if there's a litter box or what, but they have to take care of it, and then they're like, well, I don't want to have to take care of it.
So I would say what you do in that fashion is like fixed. So here's the thing: if you don't want to have kids anymore, or you don't want kids, get fixed. It's that simple, in my opinion. Or don't have sex. I know that sounds crazy and hard to some people, but
abstinence.
Just don't. It's like, if I knew that I had a 60% chance of driving in a car would give me a brain tumor, I wouldn't drive in a car. So if you got a good percentage of chance of having sex is going to get you pregnant, and you don't want a kid, then either take the actual precautions that'll prevent that from happening, like getting fixed, or don't partake in the act that's going to cause the ailment that you don't want. Like, that's just my opinion on it, And once again, back to the whole confession where this started was, is horrible it is, and that mother should be ashamed of herself for being that way, and should be, like, I don't know, dude, but the girl herself did nothing wrong. And it's not right to take it out on her. Now, that father should have his penis chopped off and locked in prison forever. If I was a ruler of law, that would be the first crime. If you rape someone, first offense is a penis removal, full-on removal. Yeah. You're going to be a eunuch. If you can't use it right, you don't get to play with it. You know what I'm saying? Period.
But then tax dollars are going to pay for the catheter and all that care. So you got maybe chemical castration,
I mean, yeah, I guess you could say that, but.
Well, I remember. I used to hear about like a male contraception pill. I don't think they ever did it. I don't think it's ever been introduced, but I always thought that was a great idea. You could take that pill and then have lots of sex and not worry.
But what would it do? I would be worried that there might make you sterile.
I don't know.
Are you talking
But
about saltpeter?
well,
Yeah.
saltpeter lowers your testosterone and makes you not horny. You know, it's basically like a chemical castration, but I'm pretty sure that actually can wear off after time if you stop consuming saltpeter, because they put it in like in prisons. It's in like juice packs and things that they serve in there because they try to lower the inmates' sex drive while they're in there. And so I know that I've consumed quantities of it. And I mean, that might explain why I'm not as horny as I once was but then again, I also figure that, well, I'm 40, I'm not 20. Sex drive does drop off for us men a bit. I mean, I still have it. I still have my moments, but it ain't like 17 times a day like it was when I was 19, you know? I was banging like 5 times and jerking off like 9 more, you know?
And life's cruel joke is that we get our prime now.
What a
Yes.
cruel joke. What a cruel joke.
So
When
we
you,
guess
go, like, that's why there's cougars.
that's
Right,
right. Your
right.
birthday's coming up, right? Isn't it really soon? Your birthday
On Wednesday.
Wednesday. Oh wow.
Really?
Well, happy birthday.
Yeah, happy
Yeah, you
early
don't seem to
birthday.
be happy about it, but yeah.
I'm having a midlife crisis, like for
Oh,
real. Like no, it's a real. I'm like, I thought it was gonna be different.
you know what? I
It
didn't. Well, they
could be
say life
different.
begins at. They say life
Oh,
begins at 40. My only
there's
change, I guess, is I don't give a shit about the same things I did when I was young. Like a lot of that superficial crap that matters back then. That was the only way I changed, I guess. So.
I've hooked up with a 27-year-old recently.
Oh yeah, how'd that go?
Fucking cougar.
I know. I'm like, this is kind of fucked up, but also, like,
That ain't fucked up, girl. Don't even trip. When I was 33, I was dating a 22-year-old, so it's whatever, man. And I mean,
Consenting adults, right?
exactly. So not to change subject, but to go back to the male contraceptive pill, I'm slightly confused here because I just did a little search on it. And I got one thing telling me that there is a contraceptive pill for men, although there's ongoing research into a male contraceptive pill. There is, in bold letters, there is not one available yet. At the moment, the 2 contraceptive methods available are condoms, barrier, which blah blah blah. Okay, no, I'm not gonna. So anyway, so that one says no, but then this thing right here, that's from nhs.uk. This is from WebMD, so this is a little bit more credible, I would say. The hormonal male pill. I might butcher this. I'm sorry, everyone. It's the big science fucking name that they put on everything. Dimethylmandroline undecanoate is a new testosterone-like medicine. You can take it as a pill, and it is effective at stopping sperm production. Side effects include weight gain, raised hemoglobin, and blood lipid disturbances. Yeah. So according to NHS UK, they say no, but according to WebMD, there is one that's a testosterone-like medicine that stops sperm production. But what scares me is, I mean, and you know, that's not a bad idea, I guess, if you just don't want to have kids and you're just like me right now. I'm pretty much to the point where I think I'm done. So if I was to get married with someone, I don't know if I'd want kids anymore. You know, realistically, I'm kind of getting old for it. Like I just don't want to change diapers anymore. I've done it for 40 years. I've been changing diapers, kids, old people, and everyone in between. Fuck, I had to change my brother's diapers for a while. You know.
Really?
Study pro-life, right?
You know, so I just might wind up getting fixed eventually. Plus, you can always adopt. There's plenty of kids that need adoption out there.
Yeah.
But if you weren't and you were just going to take that, like let's say you were young and you just want to stop sperm production, I mean, I guess I'd have to read some articles on it. But what's to say that it doesn't like stop sperm production? You're now sterile. You know what I'm saying? So
Vasectomies are reversible.
Vasectomies are reversible. So I mean, that's the way to go. And that's another thing I was thinking. So if I got one of those, I mean, realistically, you could always change it. But then again, I'm already 40 now. Do I really want to be a dad raising a kid till I'm 60? Like,
yeah. I mean, they came up with Viagra, so you never know. They could come out with that eventually. So
Yeah.
I think I just rather buy my wife a big electric ride-on dildo or something. Here you go. Have at it. Leave me alone. No.
okay, so how about we now? How about Ray? You do your first confession. He's coughing his weed high.
Yeah. Yeah, I got the little button
his
everywhere.
dabs.
You know, I try to mute myself that way you don't have to hear me coughing. Anyway, okay, let's see here. Which one should I do first? All right, let's do this one first. It's quick and we'll get it out of the way. It's entitled "I Like Kicking Little Kids in Their Balls." Hi, I'm a 16-year-old girl who likes kicking kids in the balls. It's funny seeing them cry, and I wear platforms sometimes to kick them. I don't know why, it's just funny. They also talk trash and call me emo. It's funny. LOL, get mad.
Is
Wow.
emo? Is that a big insult? Emo?
I mean, I guess it is now. I mean, the emo culture was a kind of a thing. That's what the goth kids kind of became emo at one point,
Yeah,
you know? And then now, I mean, let me tell you this much: emo kids are not as cool as goth kids at all. They're really fucking sad little
Yeah.
But
shits,
the,
you know?
the girls are fucking hot though. Emo.
Yeah. I mean, but girls are hot in all groups. It doesn't matter. Girls are just hot. Like, it doesn't matter. You put a girl in a goth outfit, an emo outfit, a fucking cowboy outfit, a damn geisha girl outfit. Dude, they're still sexy, you know? Like,
But there used to be a club in Toronto called the Sanctuary, and that's where the golf girls went, and they had the pale white skin and cleavage, and they were always really super hot every Friday night.
I'm not gonna lie. I do like the really pale skin. I don't know what it is. The
Too,
almost
yeah, I love
gas. It's the contrast. If they got the really dark hair, or like some Irish girls, like, or with the red hair, like the red hair. I dig that too, big time.
Oh yeah, like the cover image I wanted to use of hers. She has jet black hair, but well, her skin's not white. But that was the image I wanted to use. She's like,
but anyway.
My hair
So this
faded.
story right here. Go ahead.
I was just saying my hair faded. It's fading really weird too, but go ahead.
Yeah, I need a haircut. I mean, look at this shit, dude.
Me too. Everyone's overdue, I guess.
It's haircut. And Morgan's over there going, "Shut the fuck up, asshole. I don't care about your fucking hair, you dickhead." I love you, buddy. Anyway, no, this little story right here, it totally came at me because when I was in elementary school over here at Cobb Mountain, at the elementary over here where I used to live here in California. Anyway, there was like a gang of girls. There was a group of them, like 5, 6, 7, 8 girls. Like, they got new members and shit, but they used to go around and just kick us boys in the nuts for fun. And I remember one girl, like, she even got little cowboy boots that had the little metal tip on the point. And like, yeah, dude, my shit was black and blue behind that. All of us were black and blue. I swear they busted one kid's nut one time. I might have made that up in my brain over the years.
It can happen.
But but I swear they did. But they used to do. I mean, they would get in trouble, suspend anything, and it's just like that is so not cool on like many levels. Like, one, you don't know the kind of pain that really is. What's that?
They don't know how it feels. I think it's funny.
Yeah.
Well,
It's a whole nother level of pain.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
They say that you can relate it probably to close to childbirth and stuff, like just the way to. But on top of that, you can cause serious damage, especially if they're still developing. But even if not, like, you could break them, rupture them. You can.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you pop them, freaking. You cause them to go sterile for life. You know.
Your dick can be broken too. What's his name? Johnny Knoxville. His dick broke during one of their stunts, and I think it took 2 or 3 years for it to get back to normal. He had to do some kind of thing every day. And
yep, there was this guy. My mom, he was my mom's age and all that. Him and her and a bunch of people up in this area used to know this guy, and they always tell me this story. And I knew him when I was younger, and I was like, 15, 14 and stuff. And so I asked him one day if it was true. And well, I guess he had a girl bent over the kitchen table, and he was just hitting her from behind, and he pulled out a little bit far and thrusted forward, and it went right between her legs, right into the edge of the table, and just like because it's just a muscle, so he just like tore it and kinked it, and so it was just like tore. And that's what it is. You don't really break it because there's no bone in there, but that's what it is. You tear the muscle, and it's. I mean, have you ever tore a muscle somewhere? I mean, could you imagine tearing your
agony? Well, yeah, we're the only species that doesn't have a penis bone. Most mammals have those. Yeah. We're the only one. Yeah.
And yet we call it a boner.
Yeah, that's right. That's kind of ironic too.
Right?
Well, yeah, it's like tissue that creates a bone. Almost.
Yeah.
You know,
I think it's like just. I know it's a muscle, but is there actually cartilage in there? You think too?
I think like. I think it's almost like similar to it when it like gets hard, you know.
There might not be because we have cartilage. Most of our nose is cartilage, and that's kind of hard. I think it's kind of like fingernail type material.
Yeah, like the top of the ears, I think is the same type of shit. Yeah. In your penis. Let's see here. Is there cartilage? The OS penis of the normal males consists of a hyaline cartilage, hyaline cartilage, and a membrane bone in the proximal segment and the fibrocartilage in the distal segment. I don't even know what those are. Penis fracture, is it possible? Fuck yeah, it is. Is the penis a muscle or an organ? Is it possible to break your penis? Absolutely. That's what it says. So, I mean, I guess it does. It's got some sort of, I guess this hyaline cartilage is the glass-like and translucent cartilage found in many joint surfaces. It is also most commonly found in the ribs, nose, larynx, and trachea. Hyaline cartilage is pearl gray in color with a firm consistency and it has a considerable amount of collagen.
I'll bet when it breaks, it's when the guy's kind of like pushing rope. It's not completely hard. It's a little pliable, and maybe that's the danger zone where you can end up pushing it the wrong direction, you know?
Well, yeah. Have you ever had a full-on massive just rocker and then you kind of like you push on it the way, you're like, fucking just chill out, dude. And it almost starts to bend the wrong way and almost starts to hurt. I mean, I don't know, Morgan. If it's fucking hard and you all of a sudden just go kink.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I don't know.
I've seen some things and I've done a little bit of research myself. That's why I said like. That's why I said I kind of like vaguely described it as like it forms that. And it's like almost like because it like when you get a hard on, it engorges. The stuff is like around, right? So like once you get real hard, like it kind of connects everything. It connects it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like you snap it any sort of way, it's not gonna be fun.
Cool. No, you're right. So now I hope you mean you did research in dicks in general, not in breaking them.
Field research,
like
hands-on research.
Hands-on field research.
Yeah. Studies.
I was really good at health class, like throughout school, and after the internet came out, and a couple of scenarios happened. I had to do my own research. So yes, a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
That's right.
But one change that happened to me, I don't know if all guys through this, but I don't get the throbbing anymore. Like it used to be, like you could.
Oh yeah.
It was almost like there was a fucking heartbeat in your dick,
Yes, dude, and like you'd be like fucking just. Someone needs to do something with this, like now.
Save me. All right.
This
So
shit is throbbing. It hurts.
okay, how about we move on now to
All right.
Von Dark. Von Dark, do your first confession.
All right, this is gonna be tricky. Hang on 1 second. I gotta figure this out. All right. I'm still on the camera, right?
Yeah, we can see you. Yeah.
Let's see.
Shit, dude, I lost my arms. What happened? I'm fucking armless.
All right. So, and this is the first time I've ever heard about this. I have a stomach growl fetish. I don't know, man. I am 12 with a stomach growling fetish. If you want to share stomach sounds, do it on Discord. My thing is somebody who loves you, number 4642. I've never heard of a stomach growling fetish in my life. So
I guess
like,
you better not get a job waiting tables then, because you might hear a few growling stomachs. You know what I'm saying?
Or at the homeless shelter, you'd be getting.
I think so. Like, I don't know. He might end up graduating into like feeder or what is it?
No, you wouldn't feed her because you want to hear her stomach growling. Yeah.
Okay, so like, shit. What would he be then? That's like the reverse like version of like feeding and whatever. It'd be like starving someone. It'd be killing people.
Well, intermittent fasting is like that's the new fitness craze right now, which is really not good for you, but because it can cause your blood sugar to go up and down, and that's not good. And your body will slow your metabolism down. There's a lot of bad effect. Your body doesn't know you're trying to lose weight. Your body just thinks you're starving to death.
So I just did a search just for fun of stomach growling fetish. And here's the things that first pop up. I have this weird stomach growling fetish on this one website. Here's another one from Reddit. I have a stomach growling fetish on a Reddit Confessions. Here's stomach noise fetish porn videos on Pornhub.
Wow.
I have a stomach growling fetish on Audible. Here's from deviantart.com. Explore the best stomach growling fetish art.
Oh my god.
So I guess what do you put like a clip-on mic inside of her belly button and record?
I mean, I guess you just get to the point. I mean, because we all get there where our stomach starts growling, and it's gonna kind of keep growling for a few minutes until it either settles down or you put something in there. So if you know it's starting to happen, I guess you can always grab your phone or run to if you have a microphone around and do it that way. But you would have to not eat and let yourself get to that point on purpose to be able to do that, But like, yeah, dude, I'm just scrolling down this list.
Man, for the past week, my stomach has been growling like for like every morning, and like I don't get hungry at all in the morning. I wait, but I get up and it's just like yeah.
No, it's not gonna work for me.
I can't read it.
For me.
It's just
I know. There it almost was. Anyway, those are all look. Oh, there they go. Those are all freaking stomach growling fetish stuff.
Well, yeah, I guess you figured it had to exist,
I mean, it does now apparently. Von Dark fucking discovered it.
Do you when you're on a date with a guy, like a dinner date, do you do the thing where you order something light like a small salad and then end up eating what he orders? A lot of guys complain about that.
Oh yeah, no. When you take a chick out and she doesn't order she'll order like a salad and a water and then just eat half your food. Is that what you're talking about? Oh, that shit's annoying as shit. Girl, just order something, damn it! Like I didn't order my food to give it to you. I'll let you have a bite, maybe. Especially, but I mean, I mean, if it's a first date, I don't know if I'd give you a bite. I mean, if it's like a second or third, or we've been together for a while, maybe that's a different story. But like a first date, like I don't know if I just want you biting my burger. Like I don't really know, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Or the thing where like you say to her, where do you want to eat, and she'll say, I don't care, and then you propose one place, and she's like, no, not that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't care,
Or
but not that. Yeah.
or you'll be like, hey, where do you want to go eat? And she'll be like, I don't really care as long as it's not Italian or Chinese
Or anything like that.
or Indian or tacos. Actually, I don't really want pizza, and I'd rather not have a deli sandwich. And just names off like 15 things that's not. And you're like, okay, so French food then, because that's the only thing you didn't frickin' name. Like, let's go get some, like, okay, a falafel, because that's about all you didn't name off.
It's interesting. One thing that's interesting about the States, I don't think any other country has this. There's something about the zoning arrangements where most of the fast food places seem to be located on like one strip, like one street or maybe a highway. Like they're all there. Like I mean, most of them are there, So it's like they're just, and you got all these restaurants,
There's you got business zoning and residential zoning, and you're not really supposed to do those two together. And so anything that's set for business, like you're gonna have strips of it. So I mean, yes, they are all on roads, but it's like that everywhere. Like in town, this road will have them, that road will have them, that road will have them, And then like you over to Springfield, I mean, it's every road, every direction, it's all restaurants and fast food.
Yeah, it depends on the town too. Like I think that's more true of the smaller cities, whereas New York, of course, there's restaurants all over the place. All right, so
New York, it's a hell of a town.
So you mentioned you told you had a confession about women stomping on guys' nuts. I have something that's kind of related. I'm actually surprised Von Dark didn't latch onto this, but so the title is censored, but it's cock trampling.
I saw that one.
Saw it, yeah. I really like cock trampling, i.e., a female in a nice pair of wedge heels or stilettos trample my cock and balls on a platform. As they walk overboard, they see my bits on there and they do the walkover or do the slow crush where the wedge heel stands on the erect shaft full weight and you gradually feel that erect hard cock gradually lose to your heel. Any females with that desire to do, I've had women come with it happening. Do you have any like any wedge heels on Dark that would really cause pain?
I have to get some shoes right now. Not right now, but I gotta get some shoes soon.
Well,
I have some good dick stomping boots.
I've seen somewhere like the heel, or I've seen somewhere the heel is it's just like a metal rod. It's just a spike.
Hmm?
I've seen somewhere like the heel. I mean, is it the heel? Well, the back of it is just a spike.
Yeah,
it's just metal. Yeah.
Those are like I've seen things like that.
It's sexy, but I don't want it in my crotch.
No.
That's a special kind of, like no. A lot of people like it though.
Yeah. Well, obviously this guy does.
I mean, hey, if that's your get down, bud, I ain't tripping because it ain't my junk getting stomped on. But me personally, fuck no. No.
Be careful.
Well, there are women who make money as dominatrixes doing that. And so
I want to say this is back to like the dick breaking thing. Also.
Yeah.
Like, bro, you don't want to break your dick, but he does. Apparently.
It's a good story.
It's what's probably gonna happen eventually,
Well, I mean, it's a good story to say the sex was so good it broke my fucking cock, but the aftermath is going to be fucking horrible. That's the thing. So I don't know if they have surgery for that or not.
Getting your rocks off, but then going to the hospital is the best thing in the world,
I wonder if it's bigger dicks that are more prone to being broken.
That's even worse.
I would imagine, Morgan, that size really wouldn't matter to that. It just would depend on thrust and angle of it. You know, like the guy who broke it on the side of the table. He hit it with enough force and at enough angle where it just bent and kinked. So something similar to that, or someone stepping on it and smushing it. You know, that very well could do something like that too. But honestly, I would almost want to say if there was some sort of causation, correlation, relation to that. I would want to say that the thinner, the less circumference it is, the easier it'd be to snap. Just like if you take a pencil, it's easier to break a pencil than it is like a big old branch, because there's more there's more to it. So if you had big, I would imagine it's harder to break than that, That's just me.
I guess they can be too tight. So
definitely.
For some guys, anyway. All
Definitely.
right. So who's next? Ray? Yeah, you're up next.
And I'm not too small. You're just too damn loose. Girl, no one else has ever complained.
Our organs are only too small when we're playing in a cathedral.
Exactly. My organ's just fine at the local fucking church.
Please rise.
All right. Let's see here. Where's my thing? So,
coughing off his dab. Oh, we can't hear you.
I said, let me grab something to drink real fast. I'll be back in like 2 seconds. Hold on.
What is that thing in the background? Is that a piece of furniture or something you go into something to change? Or what are you watching?
Oh, it's just my Spotify that's up there.
Oh yeah.
Hooked up to it, so it's pretty sweet.
So what? You're living in the country now. Did you start driving again?
No, but I could definitely get my license in here.
Yeah. What town is that?
Stellarton.
Yeah, I don't think I heard of that one. Is that close to Halifax or?
It's no, it's actually further away. But it's nice out here. It's so nice. I dig it.
Alrighty.
There's a couple of dogs here that are fucking pretty bomb. They're super cute.
Love dogs.
And a rabbit. One of the roommates has a rabbit.
Oh yeah.
Along with cats, so I'm like, my cat might actually.
Rabbits and cats will get along. You got to be careful though. Rabbits are vicious, and the only way you can take one out is with the holy hand grenade.
Oh, and they're not supposed to eat carrots. They can't digest.
Yeah, that's a Holy Grail reference.
Yeah, it was totally. Wait, rabbits can't eat carrots? I feel like I've heard that before, but I also feel like I've totally fed them tons of carrots.
See, what will happen is that because they can't digest it, they just get really constipated, and they could kill them.
Hold on.
They're not supposed to eat that. They love carrots, but they're not supposed to eat them. So.
Can rabbits eat carrots?
According to RSPCA, carrots and fruit are high in sugar and should only be fed in small amounts as occasional treats. Rabbits need mainly hay and/or grass, some leafy greens, and a small, measured amount of pellets.
Yeah, they make pellets from them.
Small amounts, it says. Small amounts. At best.
Maybe one of those pub carrots, the one the size of your baby finger,
Yeah.
Pub food. They call it rabbit there, yeah.
All right. Anyway, okay. So here's my other confession that I got here tonight. It's slightly longer than my other one. It's not huge. It's definitely not even the longest one I've read before. So, but it's longer. So this one's called Family Chaos. My 19-year-old daughter has lost her mind. My second marriage is to a military guy. He is stationed overseas. I know he has an estranged son living in California. We live in Ohio. My mother had to have a major surgery, and or his mother had to have a major surgery, and we were asked to have him stay for for 3 weeks. I agreed for my husband's sake. Well, we quickly found out why he and his father, which is her husband, have been at odds. He is very rude and arrogant, but one day, 3 of his visit. Hold on, I'm sorry. What does it say? Okay, but one day around day 3 of his visit, we found out another secret. On the morning he walked into the kitchen to grab something, he walked in wearing only boxers. Me and my daughter were sitting at the kitchen table. My daughter started poking me in the side and pointing. Suddenly, I saw it. OMG! Exclamation point, all capital. His penis was hanging down his leg and poking out the leg of his boxers. It was huge! Exclamation. He just walked around the kitchen and then out like it was nothing. Neither of us had ever seen anything like it before. I mean, his father was above average, but nothing like this. We both couldn't stop talking about it. Jesus, girl, she's all about it, dude. And wondering actually how big it was. Yeah, definitely. She's definitely into it. Anyway, well, nature took its course. A couple of nights later, I woke up in the middle of night and thought my bedroom TV was on. I saw it was not, and the noise was coming from down the hall. I walked out of the bedroom and realized the noise was coming from my daughter's room. It sounded like she was being killed. I knew what was happening, though. I confronted her the next morning, and she admitted she and her stepbrother had sex, and she was proud of it. She went on and on about how good it was, also making sure to give me the answer to the question of how big it was. And she makes the point to let us know how big it was. A little over 11 inches. Apparently, she told him I knew because he got even bolder. One morning, he came out of the bathroom completely naked. He walked past me as if nothing were wrong with it. Another evening, he actually sat on the couch and pulled it out, stroking it with me in the room. I think he wanted to fuck me too. I don't know if I believe that's part of the story, but okay, whatever. You know,
It's
for
definitely tough here.
I mean, it's possible, but okay. So, for his 3 weeks, he slept in my daughter's room nightly, and they were not quiet. He finally left for home. My daughter says she is going to visit him in California soon. She is 19, and I can't do anything about it.
Well, I guess it's it is illegal. I guess that is, yeah. So
Yeah,
Uh,
but
no, yeah, they're not blood. I mean, they're step, you
Yeah.
know. So there's no relation. So I mean, it's really not wrong. I mean, it may be weird, but it's not wrong, you
well,
know.
it seems like the way most people feel about it is if the guy raised the girl as his stepdaughter, a lot of people feel that's wrong, even if she's an adult. But yeah, genetically speaking, there's no link, so it's
Right,
not.
but I mean, it's her stepbrother who she met probably only a couple times. This very well could have been the first time she met him too, you know?
Yeah, maybe.
Because the wife admits that once he gets there, they find out why him and the dad aren't talking too much because he's kind of an asshole. Well, if she had met him before, she probably would have knew that already, you know? I will say that I think this mom is just a bit jealous that the daughter's getting it and not her. Is kind of what I think.
That happens.
Uh,
A lot
yeah.
of mothers are jealous of their daughters. Like when the daughters enter puberty and start to develop and all that. That's when sometimes the relationship breaks down, you know. I was going to ask you, Von Dark. So, say a girl like has sex with a guy who's really hung, and she talks to some of her girlfriends about it. Does that increase his likelihood of ending up having sex with them?
Yep.
Totally.
It does.
Totally.
It does. Yep.
Yeah, I
We're the
figured
best wingmen ever, really. We're the
'Cause you
best
got-
wingmen ever.
because you guys get together and you talk, you compare notes about guys you've been with, right? And
Yeah, well, not compare notes, but I mean,
to a degree. Yeah. I don't know if women are taking books, right?
well, they talk
Maybe
about
some.
it in ways
Maybe
that they
some.
would. They say things to each other about it that they wouldn't say in front of us.
What's that?
Like one of the reasons Sex in the City was so popular is because women got to see that on TV, like the way they talked to their girlfriends about sex they had.
That, like, you know, it's kind of accurate. I don't really watch those shows though. I watch them a bit, like, 'cause it's not my jam.
Well, they weren't like average women.
Yeah, Von Dark would rather watch instead of Sex in the City, it's Fucking in the Country. That's another movie coming soon from Leader One Studios.
But there's something ominous about sex in a barn, even if it's not illegal somehow. It just seems like bad news,
Yeah.
Like I've seen like I've seen photo spreads from legal porn magazines, but it's like a farm theme, and the guy and the girl are in a barn, and there's fucking hay bales, and it just looks bad. It's not right.
Dude, I'm just picturing the shadiest looking shit now. It's like a barn. It's got like rusty tools on the wall, hay all over the ground. There's a couple farm boys standing there watching, a cow sitting there chewing cud all.
Yeah.
As they're just going at
it. Well, I've watched bestiality porn, and it was one of the worst things I've ever seen. It was absolutely nauseating. Gross.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I got tricked into it, but when I was a teenager, someone's like, "Dude, check it out, the Donkey Show," and because they'd found it online, and so like I checked it out for a minute, and it was one of the most horrendous things I've ever witnessed.
Oh, yeah.
And it honestly kind of made me not like. I remember I was young and I was just kind of getting into wanting to be sexual with girls, and it made me kind of go, wait. Like chicks, like I almost thought that was normal. Like chicks do that type of shit like all the time, and so I was like, well, fuck, I don't know if I want any part of this, dude. Like that was gross. That was horrible.
Well, there's a book called My Secret Garden where this woman placed ads in newspapers asking women to send in letters containing their secret sexual fantasies, and there were a couple of dog fantasies in there. So there is a tiny segment that's open to interspecies.
Yeah, I've seen dog too. Buddy of mine said, hey, check this out, dude. And the guy turned to look, and there it is. It's a dog going to town on this chick, and I'm like, what the fuck do people watch that shit?
Well, I was part of that website Live Journal for a few years, and I remember there being a community around that. I mean, they didn't post any of the porn, but yeah, I mean, who knows if they were legit, right? But
do you guys remember LimeWire?
Yep. LimeWire was full of all kinds of criminal.
All kinds of things. It got shut down because they had all kinds of kiddie porn and shit on there.
Oh yeah.
I didn't. I'm actually glad they shut that shit down, dude. But LimeWire, yeah, you get all kinds of bestiality on LimeWire, dude. Totally gross.
Oh yeah. So
I'm not turned on by little furry asses,
On that
or
note,
little asses.
On that note, what's your next confession, Von Dark?
Hang on. What? Okay. The James shows the creation of the universe, and I don't see God. Okay. The James Webb Telescope goes all the way back to the creation of the universe and creation of the stars, galaxy, and planets. Nowhere can a God be seen. This pretty much verifies atheism is true. No, it doesn't. Sorry, it doesn't verify that. It doesn't verify anything. Wait, he just said to me, he doesn't have a single point in there, and like they're not claiming that the creation of God, like it's okay. The universe is the creation of God, but God, you can't see God there. Like if you're looking for God, like it's not there. That's like a bunch of other galaxies and other possible places like this.
Well, me personally, sorry, Morgan, what I would say to someone like that is if you look around the universe or the earth around you and you don't see God, then obviously you're looking through tinted glasses, I see God. I see God all the time, every day. And when you see that tiny child that's like an amputee, quadriplegic with Down syndrome or something, but it's just the happiest little girl in the world, I see God right there. Because how could you not? That goes back to. I mean, that kid's happier to be alive than they would be dead. To me, that's God. When you're sitting there, when I'm sitting there cold, wet, and hungry and homeless, and I'm starving, and someone walks up and just hands me a deli sandwich that I didn't even know they purchased, I see God right there. So I mean, it all depends on. I mean, but then again, once again, it's all perspective. Maybe that I want to see that there, so that's why I'm seeing it. If you have to want to see it to see it, and that's another thing. If you don't want to see God in the universe, then you won't. You won't see him in the creation. But if you want to see the wonderful spectacle of God that as he created the universe, look out there with wanting to see it, and you will. It's all about what you want to see, I guess, is where I'm going with that.
What I see in the mirror each day. No, just kidding.
That's right, Morg. That's right. Matter of fact, I've got a little picture of you taped next to my mirror. So when I get up in the morning, I try to make sure this is what I got to live up to. Is that I'm trying to look more.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Get the Morg on.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, that new telescope, I mean, they can see planets and things much clearer than they ever could before. But I mean, that doesn't mean that
Well, you do realize. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. You do realize that the outer space is the heavens. In the Bible, when they're talking about the heavens, that's what they're talking about, is outer space. When you leave the firmament of earth and enter the heavens, it says in the Bible, the firmament of the earth is the visible curvature of the earth. When you go up high enough, you can actually start to see the earth curving. And then once you cross, that's the firmament. So once you cross that firmament of earth, you can enter into heaven, into the heavens, or is the way they say it. And so all they're talking about is outer space. And I mean, okay, so God could very well be God, some mythical, magical deity or whatever, right? Or it could be an alien species that's super technologically advanced, or it could be hold on, everybody, Jesus.
Well, they know what Venus looks like now. Something landed on Venus and took some pictures. It's just like Mars. It's a bunch of fucking rocks and dirt. It's the same planet.
I'm getting ready to write a new book in modern. It's kind of a sequel to that Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus book. It's going to be a new modern take on it. It's going to be called Men Are From Mars and Women Have Penis.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Because nowadays a lot of them do, you got to be careful.
There's a market for that.
Right. To think we didn't think Crocodile Dundee was on it, but remember Crocodile Dundee? We walk up and just grabbed it. Are you Sheila or are you a bloke? And grab. Oh yeah, okay. I'm telling you, I'm gonna have to start shaking. I'm gonna have to start shaking dicks, I think, so I know what I'm dealing with.
That movie would be canceled today.
Quicker than shit.
It's on TV.
Hilarious. Is it on Tubi? Excellent. What hilarious scene though. Oh, you are. There you are.
That's been a trope in so many movies, like Train Spotting. The crazy guy, he ended up making out with a girl in a car, and she had a dick, and he's like freaking out because normally he would just kick someone's ass, but I guess maybe he felt like I shouldn't beat up a girl even though she was not born a girl. But do you remember that scene? Did you ever see that movie?
Oh yeah.
Was that Begbie was the violent one?
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that, because you definitely shouldn't beat up on a girl. Like, you just shouldn't do it. Men are stronger. You really shouldn't pick on people weaker than you, even if they are men. Like, you really shouldn't. But I also know that you have the right to defend yourself even from women. And if someone purposely deceives you and manipulates you and does something, I mean, sexual things are different than just misleading you on your soda or stealing your soda or whatever. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's a different class. Like, so I don't know. I might deck a dude in a dress if fucking like we start making out.
Well,
and next thing you know, he whips out a dick bigger than mine. You know what I'm saying? I'd probably be pissed. But for the most part,
necessary, I think.
True, true.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's pretty obvious. There's there's very few Blair Whites out there. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Um,
my favorite scene in the movie is not something I would ever do, but the part where he like finishes like a big stein of beer and just throws it over his shoulder.
yeah,
Hilarious, yeah.
now
I
that's
would,
like a move I'd do.
but it landed on a woman's head, and that wasn't nice. But it's funny. Maybe I would do it
Well,
if there was somebody that I hated, and I knew that it would land on them.
well, here's what I tell that woman and the person behind you, Morgan. Fucking heads up, dude. We've been saying it since kindergarten. Heads up. If your eyes are on the ball, if your head's in the game, that she would have never been hit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And he pulls out a knife because I don't know if you knew this. They love knives in Scotland.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I like knives.
The Glasgow, they call it the Glasgow smile, where they slice you right here. That's where the Joker thing came from, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so next one, I'm going to do my last one. The title is Mortified Mother. This is another dick thing, by the way. This is the theme tonight.
It's kind of a dick night.
Yeah. My 14-year-old daughter was in bad shape last week. All right, so after staying overnight with a friend, when I pressed the issue, she said...
Is this the one where she's walking around hurt? I almost did this one too.
I don't know. When I pressed the issue, she said her stomach hurt, and I could see she was walking very gingerly, as if each step hurt. I took her to her family physician. He took her in for an exam. When she came out, the doctor asked for me. He seemed kind of nervous, so I was immediately worried. Then he explained what was wrong. Her vagina and uterus were badly bruised from sex with someone with a very large penis. He gave me prescriptions for an antibiotic, for some minor tearing, and something for the pain. He stated that she insisted the sex was consensual. I was so embarrassed. My talk with her went nowhere. She wouldn't tell me who the boy or man was or an age. She insisted she just had to get used to his size.
Oh my god.
I didn't know that the uterus could be damaged. I didn't know.
Well, I mean, if it's long enough and it goes up into them guts, Morgan, it's going into areas it's not supposed to. And realistically, I hate to tell that girl, no, it has nothing to do with getting used to his size. He is simply just too big for you. And I mean, you can let him drill you out long enough, and eventually it'll build a giant cavity. But you're probably going to have internal issues a lot, because he's going to go up past the cavity where your body says that's far enough. And he's going up into things he shouldn't be. And so, I mean, best of luck to her, I guess. I'm wondering if she met what's his face's son, the one that was banging his stepsister. Maybe it's the same guy.
Well, I once had this experience where I'm thinking, oh shit, I'm going to let this woman down, because she's talking about how she loves to like feel her stomach where the dick is, and I'm thinking I'm not going to be able to accommodate that particular fantasy, because that's quite a distance up there. You know what I'm saying?
It depends.
Well,
I love it when he shoves it up in there and I can feel it pushing against my lung.
Yeah, or internal organs start to
right.
Well, I mean, is there do you have a limit, Von Dark? Like, too big? Is there one? Yeah.
There's a limit. Okay, I call it there's everyday dick, and then there's not everyday dick. The kind that needs it reminds you why you don't do that very often.
Well, say it was 10 inches and as wide as a pop can.
Stepson, that's stepson.
Mm-hmm.
That's not an everyday dick.
No. Yeah, no more. I will tell you right now, probably around 9.5 is probably the end of everyday dick. Much over that, you're starting to move into.
Sometimes
this is becoming too big. Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Some of us sit around a nice solid 7.5, and it's very pleasing to everyone.
What about
every time?
Right.
What if he's hung like a tall boy can, those beer cans? You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, like the 24 ouncer.
That's a month a month. That's a month if you can shove it in you.
Is that too much girth? Something that wide?
Oh, it has to be,
yeah.
bro.
There is like too much. There's a point of too much, man. There's like
There has to be, bro. Look how big around that is.
Well, it depends. I guess it depends on whether she had kids too, because kids tend to change the physical properties of that area quite a bit.
That is true. But with
God.
exercise and proper diet and some Kegels and whatnot, that chick can bounce back. I'm telling you, I've known girls who've had kids that were like, whew.
Of course, that presupposes that she cares enough to do it, because I don't
Exactly.
know a lot of women would do Kegel exercises.
No, you won't. No, you won't. The particular girl I'm thinking of right now, she actually had a desk job, and she used to just sit at her desk, you know, while she's fucking typing away or whatever, and just do them all day.
Oh.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, but she was like fucking.
Well, some women have those fucking Benoit balls up there. They can go for just all day long and just have one orgasm after another. It's a Japanese thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or them like butterfly panty things that they put in that they just strap on, and it's just like the tickler.
Oh, did you know about the penis?
How with that, Von Dark? Think you can rock that? You ever go to work and just strap on one of them vibrating fucking?
Yeah, man.
Like a butt
fuck
plug.
that, dude.
I mean, no one would hear it like while my machine was going, but like.
How could you carry on a conversation with someone and act normal? You know what I'm saying? You're like, yes, sir. Okay, I'll get the paperwork on your desk. 10 minutes. Yes, sir.
There's a 3-way butt plug. I posted this today. On Facebook. There's a 3-way butt plug. I don't know
what?
There's a 3-way butt plug. I don't know how people can pull that together. That's got to be tricky, but I guess everyone has to be really skinny or something, because it doesn't seem like, you know, two big people could do it. But
I just think everyone has to be very willing.
Yeah. And how do you coordinate the movement too? That's what I'm wondering about. Like when it's just ass to ass, you just go back and forth. But some third person.
Butt plug. Google must love, like, the people at the Google Home Office must love my fucking search history, bro. Because I've searched the randomest, weirdest shit between all our shows that we do and the things that I talk about and that I just wonder about. Like, did you guys know that like fucking butthole piercings are a thing?
Oh, I'm sure they are. But you can pierce anything, right? So
I mean, pretty much, yeah.
That's dumb. So
like,
I would
how
never
crazy
pierced.
Yeah, here it is, the triad. But yeah, Vaughn, how the hell could you keep that clean and sanitary? Because you got to keep it clean and sanitary at first. If you're shitting, it's gonna get in the like
getting it infected or something.
But actually, yeah,
feces is sterile. I mean, before it lands on the ground. Well, I don't know why you'd be shitting on the ground, but I mean, before, when it's just coming out, it's sterile. I know it sounds, you know, counterintuitive, but it is. Otherwise, you couldn't keep it in your body, right? So
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, but
I don't know.
Dude, here it is, Morgan. The triple butt plug.
Yeah,
called the triad.
Yeah, Von Dark started a group on Facebook called Clitorati Elite, and I posted there today. And it had a rainbow design. But yeah, like I don't know, like it's just weird. Like I don't know how you coordinate it. I guess you have to create an action plan like they do in football. Like, okay, so I'm gonna move, and you're gonna move or something. I don't know how they work it out.
Look at that, Von Dark.
That looks almost like a uterus.
Right?
Yeah.
There's your fucking triple butt plug. The 3. Hey, you can get that for only $15. That thing right there.
What? That's a steal.
That's a steal. Shit, we might have to get a couple pairs, huh?
And that's $5 per person.
Well, if it's just made of plastic.
Hey, look, and you know, for my, you know, lesbian and gay buddies out there, they've even got one for you, huh? Oh
yeah, that'd be that'd be a win-win for lesbians for sure.
Yeah. What is that thing? I don't even know what that. That's an anal plug of some kind. Holy shit. So I'm assuming that goes up in there and then it just kind of like inside there and it's...
Lesbians are lucky in the sense that no pregnancy scares. I don't think they get STDs. I don't, you know.
So that apparently is an anal plug.
Yeah, is that a vibrating one?
I don't think so. I'm assuming that this is like the handle end and this all goes up in there and then like, you know, opens up inside.
No, I don't like it.
Right? That's got to be horrible.
I don't like it.
Have you used one of those rabbit vibrators?
Yes. A long time ago.
Are they better than the standard thing? That's what they said.
Wait, is that the one that's got the thing on it and then it spins and then goes...
There's all kinds of fucking shit.
All kinds of shit.
They can customize the rabbit to do it the way that.
I wouldn't mind getting like toys again because like it'd be cool to experiment with them shit.
We should come up with our own line of Leader One Studio sex toys.
Sex toys.
Yeah.
It's on.
Morgan, we should sell molds of our junk, dude. I bet you chicks would definitely buy yours.
What's a sex toy that doesn't exist but should? That's what I'm wondering. Well, they're working on sex robots. They're working on that. The Japanese take that shit seriously.
That exists. Oh.
The Asians never had the repression that white people had. The Asians were always, sexually liberated. They have a festival in Japan that celebrates the penis. I think it's called the Metal Phallus Festival or something like that. But every year they gather, they got penises in effigy. They're walking around singing songs about it and shit.
I think we should have a festival that honors the penis around here.
Well, the Gay Pride Parade is. That's close. Just not
close. Actually, I would say that's more of a festival that celebrates sodomy.
Well, yeah, I guess, but also, but then the whole lesbian thing.
And scissoring, sodomy and scissoring.
Scissoring is hot to watch. Like that's the best lesbian.
I mean, yes, if they're hot lesbians, but if Mr. Garrison and like the butch from the biker club are scissoring, no, that's probably not going to be very hot.
Well, I guess not. No, not for me anyway. But
if I don't know,
Am I a perv because I like cum kissing porn?
So like where he nuts and then she kisses him?
Yeah, so the guy deposits it in one girl's mouth and then she kisses a girl.
Another girl. Okay.
Her mouth.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
I think I've done that before.
Oh yeah.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah. I was thinking this week there are legal perverts, right? People their sexual proclivities are not illegal and they don't involve harming anyone, but at the same time society frowns upon it. Like young guys or relatively young guys are attracted to much older women. It's not illegal, it's not immoral, but a lot of people frown upon it because it's different, right? So does that make him a kind of a legal perv or something?
Well, I mean, yeah, there's nothing illegal or wrong with being a perv, or even having fantasies. It's just certain ones we can't act upon, and the only ones that you can't act upon are the ones that involve anyone under whatever the legal age is. And here's the thing, you can debate the ethics of when someone actually is or isn't an adult. Here's the thing, legal age is set, just follow it. If you think someone should be younger or older, well shit, change the rule. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, all of that stuff, I mean, you really shouldn't yuck someone else's yum. I mean, it's the same thing like gay or lesbian or whatever kind of sex someone has. I shouldn't really talk shit about it, just like it shouldn't be thrust upon me if I'm not wanting to see it or hear it or talk or be a part. Like, you can do you if you leave me out of it. When you involve me, then I'm going to tell you I don't like this. You know what I'm saying? And so there's nothing wrong with the point I'm getting at is there's nothing wrong with having a little perverticide. I mean, I have a little bit of perverticide. I'm a bit of an exhibitionist at times,
People who enjoy in showers. That's a legal perv, right?
Yeah. Like
people consider that deviant shit, but
dude, doing it in the shower is the best, bro. You get all naked and wet and soapy, and everything's just sliding around, boobs sliding all over your chest and everything.
Oh no, I was talking about the golden variety.
Peed on in the shower.
Scat,
I mean, I guess like now I'll tell you this much: almost every girl I've ever showered with, I have peed on them. But it was like on their foot or something.
Oh yeah.
And it wasn't a sexual thing. It was like a dog marking its territory thing.
I tried fucking in the shower. I couldn't do it. It was just it seems such a great idea, but it was just awkward. Couldn't happen.
You gotta be slightly flexible, bud. You know, she's got to be able to lift a leg. You got to be able to support and hold, and you got to have great balance.
Well, neither one of us was in shape either, so I think that was probably the biggest reason as well.
Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it. Which is lame, but that'll do it.
I might be able to do the countertop or like the tabletop, but not the shower. Yeah.
Whatever.
So that was my last one, and you went through your two, Ray.
Oh yeah.
Von Dark has another one, yeah.
She's got 3?
I think you got one more, right, Von Dark?
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
You know what I want to do, real quick? See these things?
Mm-hmm.
I want to get a bunch of them, put them in a bowl, like cereal, and throw milk on them and eat them because they're like perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I remember. Well, there used to be a cereal like that.
Cookie Crisp.
Cookie Crisp. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did that. I don't know if it still exists or not, but
They're bigger and better.
I like the chewy Chips Ahoy myself.
I got this really bomb weed from the reserve.
Weed?
Oh, it's really bomb weed. Okay, I'll show you. It's called Ghost 7.
I'll bet you could grow really great shit like outside down there because the soil is so fertile and there's so much blood.
Gross, and like the shit that they have is actually really decent.
Yeah.
But
What kind is that? Indica or sativa?
Oh wow. I got all kinds, man. I wouldn't even look at.
Shaped like a butt plug.
I got all kinds of stuff, man.
You can get high that you can get high that way. By the way, you can shove weed up your ass and get high.
Oh, actually, one of the main arteries in your body runs through the inside up there, so anything you shove up there actually will hit you harder and faster than almost any other way of doing it.
I know someone who takes the capsules and puts them up her ass. That's how she gets high from it. Which is weird because she says she can't smoke it, but she smokes like cigarettes and crack. So I don't know how that adds up, but
can't smoke weed, but I can smoke crack.
Yeah. Von Dark knows what I'm talking about, but I won't.
No. I think it works the other way. Like, since you smoke crack, you should be able to smoke weed.
It seems like you've pretty much broken yourself in. I don't see how.
Yeah, right.
Anything else gonna fuck you up?
I mean, I smoke crack. I've done it before. It's whatever.
What is that? What is it like? Like, is it just instantly addictive?
Well, I mean, yes and no. I mean, it's really you want it. You ever done coke?
No, I've never done. No.
All right, you get this really good euphoric feeling, and like you get kind of numb and tingly, and it usually works from your face outward throughout your body because that's you snort it, you do it. Think well, when you smoke the crack like that, it's kind of a similar effect because it is made from coke, but it going from your lungs, you get the same euphoric feeling and that kind of numb tingliness, but it radiates from your chest outward instead of your face outward. And so, I mean, it's cool. But once again, the thing is it's super because you can take this and turn it into this by this process. So they sell it for, that's why you get like $5 crack rocks. And that's the problem. You get just for cheap little amounts, you can get a whole bunch, and then I mean you're hooked and you're doing it, and it just destroys your life. And like most drugs will actually.
Well, you can lose weight though. The Jenny crack diet.
You definitely can lose weight. I will not argue with that.
Yeah, because you're not going to spend money on food once you're addicted to crack. I mean, you're selling TV.
You do gotta eat eventually.
So is he doing his thing?
I don't have any more. I'm actually looking for a third one. Yeah, if you got a third one,
still
go
has
ahead and go.
more.
Yeah. 1 second.
Yeah.
I mean, I could find this was kind of good. So here we go. Go ahead.
Oh no, you go ahead.
Here's a short one. I mean, I don't really know. I don't want to, here we go. Here's one. I hate my husband's family. See what she has to say. I effing hate my husband's family so much. First of all, we got married without me meeting them because he always hid them from me. I didn't know why. When I finally met them, they really looked like a piece of work. The sister was ghetto and total trash. In fact, she was offensive to me several times. The mom, a total dramatic, useless, and stupid woman who has severe trauma and fights with her daughter all the time. Also bothers my husband for the drama she has going on with her alcoholic husband, who is my husband's stepfather, who also has issues with the sister. He didn't work at the time, so my husband's mom worked to pay the bills, and they lived close to poverty levels. This guy was basically a loser and coming in and out of their home all the time, and she put up with him only because he got her pregnant at age 45, so they had a child in common. WTF. For the first 16 years of our marriage, they lived in another state, so the drama was kept away from us. But now my husband moved them in our city, and I have to hear every other day about his mom's needs and bullshit. Like hell no. Oh, and he started inviting them to our vacations without asking me. I stopped that shit right away. These people are like a pest, and I'll do whatever it takes to keep them away from my family.
Yeah,
I mean that's a rough one because realistically, that's his family, and I can understand if they're assholes or whatever, but they're family. So I mean, if they're not blatantly robbing from you or something, just because they're assholes is no excuse. That's still family, That's just my opinion. I mean, it depends on, like, because if he actually has a good relationship with them, maybe it's just her, like, because we're not hearing his side. He might see it differently too. She might be conflating the reality of what's going on a little bit too,
Yeah.
She may want to just like control his entire life and
But
basically run their marriage like it's a cult, cut off contact with your family, and
which is crazy.
Yeah, it's I don't like controlling people, man. And like you shouldn't. What's wrong with talking about that? Like be like, okay, like if you have a problem with, someone's behavior, you like talk to your loved one, be like, are they always like this? Like, what's the deal? Blah blah. Like you can fucking talk out. Like, Frank. I don't know.
Right. For sure. And it's like, okay, so the stepdad, I mean, he's in and out. I guess that's not always good, if you're in, like, I try to explain to people when they always ask me, hey, should I get back with so and so? Should I get back with so and so? I go, well, you guys broke up once, right? Well, yeah. Okay, well, there was a reason why that happened, and once you get back together, you'll remember that. So you probably shouldn't, if it didn't work, it's probably not gonna work, But at the same time, who is she to dictate how that relationship should be? You know, maybe he's in and out because of some underlying reason that she doesn't know. Maybe there's somewhere else he goes. Maybe he has another job. Maybe he goes out of town to work. I don't really know because she doesn't give any context to that. Probably not. It's probably jail, or they're just breaking up and he's leaving or something like that. You know, I mean, that's quite possibly what it is also. But, you know, that's his sister, that's his mom, that's his stepdad. With all due respect, she goes, I keep him away from my family. Well, that is his family, you know, just like just like she is also, you know, that's your family. So once again, in my opinion, unless they're blatantly stealing from you or, you know, walking around naked, you have no right to be like that, in my opinion. You got to put up with it. You should deal with like, you know, this is my opinion.
Actually, yeah. Going back to something we talked about earlier about the guy who had the huge dick and hanging out of his boxer shorts and shit. Some people have the attitude of like, this is my house, and if I want to walk around naked or in my underwear, that's it's up to me. I paid for this fucker. What do you think about that? I mean, is it still wrong to like walk around in front of kids? You know?
Oh, I'd say it's definitely inappropriate and uncalled for to walk around naked in front of anyone, especially children. If now if it's your house and you're home alone or whatever, that's a different story. Now, like if someone comes over and they're an adult, and you're in your house, then yes, technically you do have the right to walk around naked if you want, but it would be rather rude and inappropriate for you to do that unless they're cool with it, you know. Now, should that person really have the right to just be like, oh, it's sexual harassment or whatever? No, because unless he's actually making sexual advances. If someone's walking around in their own home naked with you there, you can just and they're not like trying to do anything. They're literally just, I like to sit naked, and you're uncomfortable. You can leave. You know what I'm saying? You can go. But if he's sitting there going, hey, look at my junk as he's helicoptering it and shit, that's a different story. You know, that's
puppet show. Yeah.
That's, you know, that's crossing the boundary. But in turn, back to what I was saying, it still boils down to the fact that either way, whether it's right or wrong, it's still uncalled for and inappropriate to just sit around naked in front of anyone who isn't wanting that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, us guys
over, and it was just like, you just, you know, like, hey, you know, like, let's order pizza, you have like, you know, play some video games, and then you start like fucking just getting naked.
Well, us guys, we like to walk around in our underwear, right? Guys like to wear the loincloth, you
know. Well, Vaughn.
If you're best friend and like it's fucking hot out and you're like, yo, bro, I'm just gonna like get down to my boxers. That's different.
Well, yeah, that's totally different too. That's totally different too.
Right? Like circumstantial nakedness.
Right.
But there's no way a guy doesn't know that his dick's hanging out of his underwear. You're conscious of that thing.
Like back to that other one, like that guy like did that on purpose.
Yeah.
Definitely.
He pulled up his shorts and he's fucking fishing. That's what he was doing.
Oh yeah, definitely. Those shorts were hiked up a little bit for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, if he's really 11, it's definitely hanging down. You know.
He probably had half chub.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he probably tugged it like 4 or 5 times, just enough to get it to begin to swell, but not rise. So it's starting, but it's going like this. You know what I'm saying? Before it does this. That's how an erection works. It goes. That's how it works.
Yeah. There's the pigeon like fluttering, you know?
And then all of a sudden
when you see something you're like, oh. The flutter.
One thing that's got to be tough is if you're in a relationship with a girl and her sister's hot or something, or a friend, and it's You're
I
trying.
banged sisters.
You've done that?
Not simultaneously. I wouldn't have minded that, but I dated one, and then some years later, I dated the other one.
You probably can only do one relative. If you banged like 5 people in the same family, that might be in bad taste, I guess. But
And I've done cousins before too, a girl and then a later.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I didn't actually know at the time. I just later on found out that they were cousins, and so I was kind of like, oh, sorry about that. Totally did your cousin.
a lot of guys fantasize about twincest, but it's still
Yes.
incest, you know? I mean, like the Barbie twins of the 90s, remember all the
Well,
guys under there?
I was gonna say that it's like it seems to be like the only acceptable incest that like
Yeah. If it's two
you know-
hot girls, yeah.
twin girls.
Well, I mean, there's
Mhm.
there's twincest porn, but I could tell they weren't really twins. They just tried to
No.
make them look
Well,
alike.
the incest porn thing is becoming huge these days. I mean, you go on Pornhub right now, everything is stepmommy this and stepdaughter that, and daddy caught me, and it's all. And honestly, it's kind of gross if you want my honest opinion. You know, I don't get on Pornhub all that often, but when I do, I fucking scroll past all that. I know they're not really related. It's not really what's happening, and that's just the bullshit story they're selling. But I'm not buying that story, you know? Like that's not I've had a stepmom, and believe me, I never wanted to bang her, you know? Like so
Well, I mean, in porn,
no.
consent takes on some of the strangest forms, you know?
Wait, hold
like-
on, what was that? Hold on, you both were talking at the same time.
Or, yeah, Von Dark, go first.
Yeah, Vaughn, you first. What were you saying?
Some people have really horrible stepmoms.
Oh,
You know,
yeah,
like-
for sure.
Like-
Yeah.
Like Cinderella and shit, dude.
Yeah.
Like Cinderfella, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, so there's like Run the Jewels, right?
Yeah, I've seen them live.
LP like had his own shit before that happened. He's got a song called Stepfather Factory, and it's pretty like, yeah, it's pretty shitty. Like on the other side of it, it's like those stepfathers could be stepmothers too. You know, it's like that song though. I'm telling you, it's like it gets pretty fucking. It's angsty as fuck. Like it is. And like someone hurt him, man. Someone hurt him.
Is that Kool-Aid?
That's a Capri Sun, my man.
The Kool-Aid Jammer.
Oh, it's a Kool-Aid Jammer. They're in the same thing as like Capri Suns now, huh?
Yeah, in Canada.
Wow.
You got to balance it out by drinking like a soft drink after the beer.
Snacks, not all of them, but sometimes like kids got some good snacks.
Oh yeah. There's
Kids totally
there.
have great snacks, dude. I don't give a shit.
Oh, they got that cereal, the kiddie cereals that it's like eating a bowl of sugar and.
Hey, I tell everybody all the time, I fucking love juice, and I will fuck up juice. And if there's juice around, I'm sorry. I don't claim to be responsible.
Oh my god, I could use some cherry motherfucking juice. Oh yeah.
Oh, dude, I'm crushing juice, man, all day. I love juice.
There was a multiplex here where you could get like Kool-Aid on tap at the concession stand. That was kind of cool.
How about like what was it? Big Daddy, get like a drinking fountain that spits out like kiwi strawberry Kool-Aid or something.
Yeah, that's nice.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool as shit. What did his have? It was Hawaiian Punch, right?
Oh wait, was it Mr. Deeds?
Mr. Deeds. What did I say? I said Big Daddy, huh? Yeah, Mr. Deeds.
Mr. Deeds.
Was that Hawaiian Punch that he had? Yeah.
Hawaiian Punch, Fruit Punch, something like that.
Yeah. Which is all right. I'm not a big Hawaiian Punch guy, but Hawaiian Punch is cool. No, it's just got a weird aftertaste, a weird something to it, It's like
Hawaiian Punch.
Like
By Hawaiian Punch. Like it's so good.
Yeah.
The little dude that's surfing and shit. That brand, the Hawaiian Punch brand, is like that's my go-to.
Yeah.
Fuck Fruité. Fruité is like it's
I don't even think I know what Fruité is.
Is that just a Canadian thing?
It must be.
Maybe.
It must be Fruité. That's a drink?
Yeah.
Maybe it is just Canadian.
Well, I mean, it may not be just Canadian, but it might be like an East Coast America thing.
Maybe.
That's funny. Fruité came up.
Are there still signs in Nova Scotia on the highways advertising like ice cream 2 kilometers?
Oh man, I passed by an ice cream place like to and from work right now, and I'm like, oh, I should go get some ice cream.
Ice cream is a huge deal in Nova Scotia.
Oh yeah, ice cream's huge. Ice cream's huge most places though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, on the highway, it's like, a
So
big
farmers
sign.
market places.
Hey, Von Dark, Hawaiian Sun, is that what you were talking about?
Nope. Hang on. I'll see if I can find it.
See, those are all different flavors of something called Hawaiian Sun. It's like Hawaiian Punch, it looks like.
Hang on.
Fruité. They're in little boxes. Oh, this one's in a can. Fruité, orange.
Well, they have like big, like fucking plastic things in it.
Oh, come on, dude.
Oh, we were talking earlier about things that could get canceled now. Do you remember in the 80s, this one
Like that?
Yeah, that's Fruité, yeah.
Okay. Anyway, go ahead. In the 80s, what?
In the 80s, there were so many like movies and things with Spanish Fly, that fake date rape drug.
Yeah.
It was, people were so lighthearted about it, and yet the guys are basically talking about, I'm going to knock her out and have sex with her while she's unconscious, right? Like Bill Cosby shit. Or I don't know. Well, actually, I don't know if it's supposed to knock them out, but it's supposed to be an aphrodisiac. But that is pretty underhanded to give someone a.
Oh, that's totally dirty. Especially when, I mean, not all, but the average chick is out there to get laid too. You just gotta not be a creep, and guess what? You're probably gonna get banged that night. That's
Like
basically right, Dark. Isn't that basically it? When you're at the club, just don't be a total creep, and you'll probably get laid by somebody.
Beastie Boys used to joke about that. In the video for Fight for Your Right to Party, he's like dumping Spanish Fly in the punch bowl. God. And there's fucking steam coming off it and shit. God. Every guy used to wonder about that too. Does it really work? But of course it doesn't. I don't know what I guess maybe something like ecstasy might get a girl in the mood, right? But you owe it to her to act voluntarily. So.
Once again, ecstasy, like most other hallucinogen shit, it's just going to amplify like the mood you're in. So you got to want to have a good time. You got to want to be touched and excited and feel good. If you can easily freak out on ecstasy, just like you can on acid. It's all about what's up here. So
I got pissed off on E before.
You were pissed off on it?
Yeah, it's possible. It's just a hallucinogen, a type of hallucinogen. It's not so much visual like the other ones are, but it's just affecting your brain and the receptors is all it's doing, just like any other psychotropic drug.
Yeah, I guess alcohol is still the most effective leg spreader on the
market. Yeah, tequila makes your clothes fall off, buddy.
Kind of too.
I mean, I love alcohol and I love chicks and I love drunk chicks, but man, I hate drunk chicks, dude. They're so annoying.
They say that the time of night that women are most likely to be in the mood for sex is 10 p.m. I don't know how accurate that is, but that's what I read.
You know what? I would probably want to say that's pretty accurate because right around 11 is usually when SportsCenter comes on, and I'm pretty sure I'm usually just about finishing up watching SportsCenter. So I think you're right. 10 o'clock's probably the prime banging hour.
They're not into morning sex, but later in the evening seems to be more there.
Hold on, Dark. You might have something to say on this one because I knew lots of chicks that loved morning sex because the morning wood's like the best erection of them all. It's just fucking like
around the morning sex, but I really like my sleep. I really like sleep.
What? Did you ever see that movie Jungle Fever?
I've come around.
Ted Danson and what was it? Whoopi?
No, it was
No, it wasn't Whoopi, huh?
What the fuck's his name? Blade. Wesley Snipes, Most of the other actors
Which
weren't.
is the one I'm thinking of? It was Ted Danson and Whoopi, because they did one too.
I don't know if they did a movie together, but they dated.
Hold
But
on.
at the last scene of Jungle Fever is this little girl who's like 8, 9 years old, listening to her parents having sex, and she's like glad it's happening because they broke up for a while, and it's really weird that that's happening. Like, oh,
Yep.
I'm so happy
Okay.
that my parents are fucking now.
That's totally Jungle Fever. You're right.
Yeah.
Hold on. Jungle Fever.
The Stevie
Jungle
Wonder
Fever.
song.
It is, just so you know, for context, the characters are Wesley Snipes and Annabella. Oh God, I can't. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. I can't pronounce it. That's who it is. But anyway, hold on. They totally did. Ted Danson shows he's the dad, and he comes back. Ted Danson.
I haven't seen that movie forever.
Him and Whoopi dated?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, actually, and they did a thing where she wrote this comedy piece for him, which
I bet you.
making his face brown, and it was a big controversy.
Made in America.
Yeah, that's a different movie. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a different movie, but that's the movie I'm talking about. Whoopi's got a daughter, and all of a sudden, for some reason, Ted Danson comes back into the light and wants to be in like the daughter's life or whatever. And the daughter didn't even realize she was half white until Ted Danson showed up. And so I remember that movie. Made in America is a 1993 American comedy film starring Whoopi Goldberg and Ted Danson, featuring so-and-so. Lighthearted tale about the daughter of a black career woman who discovers that she is the product of artificial insemination. Okay. And that her natural father is a white used car salesman. Her mother is even more disturbed at her discovery and doesn't want anything to do with him. However, the girl still wants a father, and he quite likes the idea of having a daughter.
Yeah, those banks, the sperm banks want donors who are like, university professors and, doctors or whatever. How many university professors need $50 that badly? They get compensated pretty well, I think.
Right, dude? Seriously.
He doesn't an extra $50 to buy beer this weekend. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They probably tell the women that lie, like, oh yeah, he's a Nobel Prize winner, but it's just some dude.
Right. Rocket scientists aren't sitting around going, fuck, I'm short for lunch. I better go shoot a load at the bank to get some cash to pay the fucking valet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can't buy cigarettes.
Yeah, right. Better go shoot another load off at the bank. Yeah. I'll be back. No, it doesn't work like that. If you're got a great career and you're well off, like you're not at the bank shooting loads, you know.
I mean, if you're a Nobel Prize winner, you should way more than $50. They should maybe pay 10,000 or something.
There you go.
And there's no guarantee that just because the guy's a genius that the kid will be a genius too. That doesn't necessarily happen. Like none of the Beatles kids wrote music that are really even close to that standard. If you look, most brilliant people's kids are not that talented. I've noticed that.
That's true. But John Bonham's son's a pretty badass drummer.
He's talented, yeah.
Miley Cyrus.
Sometimes
it happens.
Like Bob Dylan's son, Jacob Dylan, talented, but not as talented as his father. Well,
no.
John Bonham was the drummer from Zeppelin? His son.
Yeah.
His son's a badass drummer.
He is good. Well, his father paved the way for him in terms of
course.
But yeah, it's pretty rare when the children of great people end up becoming an equivalent to that. So like the Kennedys really ran out of steam. They had their big moment in American history, and now their descendants are just fuck ups. They're just trust fund babies.
Well, and that's part of the problem. They're just trust fund babies. So
if you didn't have to work, would you? That's the thing. Would you feel motivated to do anything?
Yes, I would definitely feel motivated to do some things, like my cooking show, or doing these types of doing our shows with you guys. Doing these shows sure, yeah. I don't get paid to do any of this stuff. I haven't been paid. I mean, Sort of, Morgan. You know what I mean, but realistically, haven't really technically been paid, but we still do it and love it, and so yes, but I mean, if the average person, and of course we're all guilty, even I'm slightly guilty because I can be lazy. I'd like to sit around and watch TV and not have to worry about working, of course. But for the majority though, like if you could just sit around and collect that check, or there was no bills, like just you had PG&E and you had food and that was it, like of course everyone would want to sit around at home.
Well, yeah.
But is it healthy or productive?
No.
No.
Well, we got all these condos here in Toronto filled with a lot of trust. Well, a lot of them are trust fund babies. Their parents bought them the unit, and they just live off their parents' money, and so that's a common thing here.
When I was at the culinary school, they shoved me in a dorm down there that was full of trust fund kids, man. I was like the only one and it was funny. It was college. It was it was culinary school, but it was still college that we lived away from home. It was still the early 90s. Everyone was young, and it was just all these trust fund kids with all kinds of money that wanted all kinds of party favors, but they were all too scared to go walk the streets and find the shit. So I became like the building middleman. And so I swear to God, it would be so, because there's like 3 floors of students, and not everyone parties the same. Some people like liquor, some people like weed, some people like coke, some people like crank, some people like ecstasy, some people like. So I would literally go around door to door with like a pen and, all right, so what do y'all want in here tonight? Okay, and then I kind of figured, okay, that's going to be roughly about this much. All right, give me some money. All right, cool. And then I'd come out with a list, man, of just shit that people wanted. So then I'd go out and walk around San Francisco trying to fill this order, like this grocery list of drugs. And I remember it was I could do it, but it took a while. I have to go to this person, have to go to that person, have to
go to the Tenderloin. Yeah.
Well, that's where the school was. The school is in the Tenderloin, and I was on one side and I lived on the other. So that's literally where I was in the Tenderloin of San Francisco. And I remember probably about several weeks, a month maybe after of doing this, all of a sudden this one Mexican dude. I'll leave his name out of it for the sake of the innocent, even though he's not innocent. He came up to one day, but he recognized, because he'd see me out there every day. He'd see me walking up and down, going to culinary school in my chef coat, and all the people out there, whether they're homeless or whatever, they, all the sex workers and all that shit, there's tons of culinary students walking up and down that street right there. So anyway, he came up to me and was like, hey, I see you all the time. What are you looking for? And him, I'd recognize standing there a lot, but I never, I'd talk to him here and there. But anyway, I look at him. I'd seen him a couple times, but nothing crazy. And so I go, oh, I'm trying to get some stuff, man. He goes, well, what are you trying to get? And I go, honestly, a lot of different things, man. But he goes, well, what do you? So I just showed him this list, and he looks down at the list, and it was so funny. He stares at it and goes, all right, I'll be back in 20 minutes. Stay here. And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, I'll be right. And he took, shit, 20, 25 minutes later, this dude shows up with just like a fucking paper bag with the little, just walks up to me and goes, and I go, what's this? He goes, it's everything on your list. And I was like, what? He goes, yeah, I guess him or his buddy or whoever he knew around the corner, like literally just sells everything, And so I was just like, fuck, is it like this all the time? He goes, oh yeah, I get you anything you want anytime. And so I was like, well shit. And then so from that moment forward, it was great on party nights. Like when I took the order, I just go out right up to him and go, here you go, bud. Hand him this list. And he'd
San Francisco is a port city, so there's always tons of drugs there.
Yep.
Like Halifax gets tons of drugs.
Yeah, but I mean, it gets better out in the country.
Yeah.
It does.
You're about ready. Yeah.
Nothing's stomped on. There's no bullshit prices. It's good.
Very true. Very true. Shoot, I might need to turn my light on. It's kind of getting dark in here, but I guess you can see me all right.
Von Dark, you're ready to pass out, aren't you?
Well, I'm getting there, man. I had a long day.
Long day?
Oh. Long day, yeah. Oh, man. I don't know what happened, but I had some shooting pains, and it brought me to tears and shit, but
oh wow.
Yeah, I'm just I hope it wasn't a fucking heart attack or something. I couldn't bend over and pick up my bag It was just like this whole side, the whole left side was just feeling like fucking shit. So
Damn
anyway,
it.
yeah,
I found out today I can lift 390 pounds with my legs. I don't think there's any kind of practical purpose to it, but a nice
Morgan, you could probably. I bet you could lift 390 pounds with your balls, dude.
maybe. Some guys do. I've seen pictures of guys doing that with their nuts. Like the Jim Rose,
Like competitive weightlifting with their nuts. Yeah.
the Jim Rose circus, they do it with their nipples, lifting cinder blocks and shit. Well, I mean, Von Dark, you did the thing where you were dangling by your piercings and all
yeah,
that.
that's like way better than being tied up and dangling from that.
Does that hurt at all?
The rope shit hurts way more than the fucking hooks.
Hmm.
It's
Yeah.
all of your body weight on like a limb, and you're just tied up, and it's just like all of your body weight.
Well, you
And
look like you were having a good time.
well, yeah, that's just for the picture.
Oh, it was. Oh, okay.
uh,
Oh,
that's right. The show must go on. You got to make sure. You got to make everyone think it's awesome.
yeah, yeah.
Meanwhile, in the picture, in some of my pictures, you can see my leg is like purple. Like,
Oh,
yeah, if you look at
Oh,
some
I
of the
bet.
like,
Well, them ropes
hand-
get tied tight too. You know, them ropes and stuff. So
yeah. Sometimes they do, yes. Yes, they do. And you feel it.
I can't really do that. I can't be tied up like that. It just, but I've been thrown into the chairs in jail and tied down and shit, and it's just like,
Yeah, it's PTSD stuff.
yeah, I can't do the tied up.
hard, yeah.
I mean, if I was with someone that I totally trust, I'd let him like handcuff me to the bed, but I'd have to totally trust him. Other than that,
You gotta have the safe word, you know.
yep. Fucking persimmons, bong loads.
Oh, what's a movie scene that's hard to watch is they made a movie of the Stephen King book Gerald's Game. It's on Netflix, and the way that this woman gets out of handcuffs, where she's trapped for several days, it's brutal to watch. Like, I don't care how many horror movies you've seen, this scene is difficult to watch. So the way she just forces herself out of the cuffs, it's yeah.
I don't know about that. I'm picturing a lot of things.
I saw one where a dude forced his hand out of the cuffs and it like ripped all the skin off his arm and shit, dude.
Yeah, that's what happens. Yeah.
Yeah, which I was gonna say, I imagine it's similar to that. That's what would happen, you know, because it's only your bones that won't go through. Everything else will just come off, and you know what I'm saying, and it'll fit through.
Yeah, well, the plot is that so she was married to a guy who really wanted to try all this kink, and she wasn't really into it, but she indulged him. But at some point, as a reflex, she accidentally like kneed him in the heart or something. He had a heart attack, and she was left handcuffed to the bed, and all this crazy shit starts happening. And the only way to escape is to like strip the skin right off her arm and pull it out of the handcuff. So yeah, it's a good movie. Yeah, and I read the book too. Yeah. On that note, we're at about 2 hours, so I think we've blown our wad. I think we can...
I'm fading. I like, oh man.
Time for station identification.
I might play like a little bit of fucking GTA. I found the Wiener truck last night.
The Wiener truck. You mean like those Oscar Mayer trucks?
I'm playing San Andreas right now.
Are you? On what system?
A PS2.
On a PS2.
Yeah. Old shit right here.
Old school.
Are you guys both on PlayStation?
I'm on PlayStation. I don't know. Are you on PlayStation 4?
No.
No.
So what? You can't play with other people if they have a different version? Is that how it works?
Well, you can. Just not all games are actually, internet games. Like I don't think they were online multiplayer games back then. A lot of them. So certain games that are in PlayStation like catalogs and stuff now. Like there are PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 3 games on the 4 that you can play, but most of them aren't really online games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So.
no, there's, oh man, I put Tony Hawk Pro Skate or whatever 2 in here, and it said you can play it online.
Nice.
But I
Tony
mean,
Hawk.
it's online with that. Like,
Yeah, right. Would probably be
It's-
like fucking like 3 people.
I know.
I read
and
about
we'd be 2 of them.
I read about a guy. His father paid his friends to kill his gaming character off so that he'd go look for a job. Imagine that, eh?
That's shit. Oh, that's horrible.
Well, a lot of dudes just live their lives through games now, right? So
Yeah.
You know what
Well,
we gotta do?
Cyberpunk
We
was
gotta
a
get
thing.
we gotta get the 2 of you guys a PlayStation 4, then we can all start gaming and stream that shit online. That'd be fun.
but which one is better, that or Xbox? That seems to be a
I mean, they're different, but they're the same. They're just games. You can get almost all the games on both systems, but some games are exclusively Xbox, some games are exclusively PlayStation. So you kind of just got to decide, it's like saying, what's better, fucking Ford or Chevy? Like that's just a personal, they're really, some trucks are better, some trucks are worse. They're all good and bad. PlayStation, Xbox, same thing. They're different, but they still do basically the same thing. It's just some games are different, and you can only get certain, but not many. Most games you can get on either or even most games are even on Nintendo nowadays also, but you can only get Nintendo, like Mario's only going to be on Nintendo, so if you want to play Mario, you have to have a Nintendo. Certain games like Halo is only on Xbox. So if you like Xbox, or if you like Halo, then you don't want a PlayStation,
I remember you saying you and your son were playing D&D. Don't they have that online now? Isn't that
Dungeons and Dragons? Yeah, they actually do. I was just looking that up. Matter of fact, it's funny you bring it up. I just got back. I went and did that today. It was really fun. Even though Drake wasn't here, I went by myself. And I actually filmed a bunch while I was there. I got a lot of footage. I'm going to make a promotional video for him. Also for an assignment for my class. But so on, Conehead, stay tuned, everybody. There'll be a little D&D promo thing coming out eventually. I might put it on there. I might not. I don't know. But yeah, dude, it's totally fun. And wait, what was the question again?
Well, yeah, I just figured there had to be a dungeon.
Oh, online. That's what it was. Yeah, so I looked it up. There's tons online.
Yeah.
And actually the kid who is the dungeon master there, him and I were chatting today because they were just telling me it's sad to see me go because I'm a fun, energetic guy, The kids I make voices and faces, and like when the goblins come in, I'm like and so, and the kids just laugh and shit, and so it's fun. And they were like, they're just gonna. So I was just sitting here telling him, I was like, well, I'm gonna be looking for an online game anyway. Like, what if you guys can just get one of these computers and set it up with a camera or your phone or something, and I'll just start Skyping you. And we can set up a different time where we actually do a Skype game, over Skype or Zoom or something, and then I can actually make episodes out of it, and we could actually do our own little Dungeons and Dragons show, where they go, because kids watch that shit,
There's a game online called EVE Online, and apparently it's free, but it's like a science fiction game. I think it's kind of like Star Trek in terms of there's different societies in space and.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it was advertised for a little while.
Yeah, I think I've heard of that one.
Yeah, it looks interesting.
Yeah.
Well, Von Dark is about to pass
I
out.
use the washroom.
Yeah.
Yeah. If we don't let her go, pretty soon it'll be you and me talking while she's snoring into the camera. All.
Go.
Alrighty.
You guys for joining me once again, and have yourself a great weekend.
I love it. Thank you. Rock and roll, everybody.
Okay, bye.
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 Bye.